Hi everyone, Boone here. Welcome back to Beyond the Brick. I am here with JANGBRiCKS, the incredible YouTuber. We are with his city, New Jang City. You can see a couple of our videos detailing every part of this city. Well, not every part, but as many parts as we could possibly talk about. But something amazing that you have on the wall here, Jang, is your collection of every single one of the series collectible minifigures. Can you tell us a little bit about what do you like about these? What was your process of getting into collecting these?
Yeah.
And where do you think this is headed?
Okay. Well, first of all, I pretty much just started out getting collectible minifigures just as random packs, kind of the way that you're intended to get them. You know, just grabbing some at the checkout at, again, RIP Toys R Us. You know, when I started getting back into brick-based Lego stuff in, was it 2013 or so, the most recent time that I've stuck with. And, you know, very, very quickly it got to where it's like, hey, why don't you review an entire series? So I collect the entire series for whatever was available at the time, and just started continuing on with that. And eventually I had enough of them that this needed to be a full playlist. You know, it needed to be a complete collection. So I went ahead and continued on from where I started, continued collecting them forward, and then also filled in kind of the back catalog of them. And the wall is a relatively recent thing, you know, to have them on display like this. So just mostly because I had this wall in this house, you know, once we moved to this location, and it was plain and unused, and I wanted to put some Lego up there. At my previous house, I had tried putting up some official Lego posters and things, and I don't know, I just kind of wanted to do something different, and I had all these, and I know a lot of people like collectible minifigures, so it was something where I could, you know, share something that people would continue to be able to enjoy over time. And now I tend to keep them behind these curtains that create a skybox for the city, but it's still here and it's easy to open it up and to put them on display, you know, when I add another series to the wall.
This is, I just think you've done a great job putting all of them on display, and you know, like anyone else who has them all, you've gone through the process of you know, coming across some and searching out others.
Yeah. Is
Is there, you know, any one or two that you can think of that were, you know, really wonderful to find? Like you sought out, you sought them out and you were, you know, really pleased? Or do you have any particular stories about coming across any particular figures?
So I feel like I started early enough that it wasn't too difficult to go back and get older ones. You know, they weren't too expensive or too rare. But I definitely like some of the ones from Series 1. I mean, it's kind of cliche to go back to the oldest thing. You know, oh, back in the day they used to do things better. But I really like the skater, and forgive me for not remembering the exact titles of the ones, but I like just the print on that torso and the use of the sand green. You know, it's one of the more memorable recent uses of sand green, and I just think it's a cool looking figure. And then also the nurse, I want to say she's a nurse, I think. Oh God, I hope she's not. No, she's not the surgeon. I think she's the nurse. But that one is actually pretty rare, and you know, especially I have a hospital, so I need a lot of medical staff, and being able to get one of those original to display, you know, properly with the original series. I think that was one of the harder ones to get, and one of the ones that I'm more happy to have, especially from the older series. But from that point going forward, there haven't been a whole lot in the older series that have really captured me quite so much. I like the accessories, you know, especially the one-off accessories they come up with, and many of the specialized prints, or, you know, exclusive prints that they've come up with. Those things, I wish that they were more readily available, because, you know, like the blue boxing gloves, you know, things like that, and the monkey they came up with, different types of musical instruments, the trophies in the different metallic colors, some of the printed tile pieces. Oh yeah, the all-important seagull, you know, it's especially important these days with the whole Yoda thing. But yeah, so many of the accessories that they've made. As far as what I really like, more than the whole collecting of it, more than the minifigures themselves, it's all about the accessories for me. So when I look at this, you know, I open up the curtains, I look at this, I appreciate the figures, but I mostly like the little things.
Yeah, man, this stuff, I think some of my favorites are like the robots that have come out over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So the robot from Series 1, and then you've got sort of the dark version of a similar looking robot.
The clockwork,
and
you got the male and female versions.
Here,
yeah.
And the pink one there. Oh, I love these things.
And again, with the parts, like that clockwork robot head, that's the only place that they've ever released that mold, I think, was for these two figures, right?
Yeah, that's.
I don't think I've seen it anywhere else, and it's just such a great piece. I mean, even if you don't want to stick with just that, just as a basis for creating your own, you know, robotic species or something, you know?
Yeah. Oh, and I love the look of this king. I mean, it's just a king, right? But the way they've used the gold and the yellow and the red and the blue together,
it's so regal, and it jumps out at you, and it's so kingly, right?
It is.
It looks like he belongs at a throne that's at a high position, and he could kind of fit into any of the castle eras. Like you could almost put him in with the true classic stuff. The graphic design there and the physical design it's kind of timeless. I also, with this one in particular, two things that I like are the crown, because the crown uses the painted gold, which is different from the pearl gold, and this has the older pearl gold for the sword. But I really like that more champagne-like color that they use for their painted gold colors.
Yeah, it's really a good choice for that crown.
Yeah, and I also really like the doubled up cape. You know, they've got the small white part, which is actually printed there to get little bits of the idea of the fur, you know, with slightly different colors in it, and just the way that it flows, I think is good.
Oh, I've never seen this one before, with sort of a tiki mask
Yeah.
on, but the
Island Warrior.
Yeah, the detail on that mask is wonderful.
I'm telling you, the accessories, man.
Wow.
The prints, yeah.
And the mascots, you have sort of this. When do you think was the earliest sort of mascot, like someone in a costume?
The first one. What
I mean,
was
they're
the
all in
first one?
costumes, but-
See, we've got the lizard guy here.
Maybe the lizard guy.
I know there are a lot of people that are really into just the collectible
Right.
minifigures. Like that's the main thing, and it's totally understandable. I mean, they've done so much with it. I'm not kind of a CMF scholar myself, you know.
Well, neither am I, you know, and I think an interesting thing about that too is when I have found when a new series comes out, it can be a little difficult to know exactly what the official names of them are, because they don't come with official names.
True.
You know, in the little book
packets,
that comes out of the packet, you know, on the packets themselves.
You have to go to the site.
And so then you either have to trust that, like, you know, does the site have exactly what, you know, the blogs, because maybe the blogs are coming out with some of the very first information about something new.
Right.
People are they making up names, or are they getting those names from somewhere official?
You kind of get the unofficial name that everybody uses sometimes.
Right.
But yeah, I personally tend to like some of the newer ones a little bit better, just because the level of detail just keeps going up with the accessories and the prints, and also now with dual molding and sometimes triple molding. You know, they first did the 3 stack of different colors in the molds for the Simpsons. I think it was Bart, but I think Bart was the first one that came out. I think, was the Simpsons house out before this series? I think it was.
I don't remember.
I think the house came out
I mean, it
first.
was very similar time.
Yeah, it was pretty close together. But you know, just the technical advances in production that they've done is just pretty impressive to me. The newer you get, the more interesting techniques have been used. And again, just the accessories. Like the brown utility belt is just so much more useful than a yellow one or a black one. I mean, coming up with that piece in the first place, that was for the Lego Batman movie. But you know, some of the specialized colors and exclusive stuff, I wish that it was easier to get lots and lots of these, because I want to use these parts for custom things, you know?
Yeah. Well,
that hood right there, that's the cut of it it's not very Lego-like, and having just a little bit of hair showing through. Also the bowl, that whole bowl was something I think that was first introduced with this series of collectible minifigures, and it's the most awesome bowl that they've ever done because it's small, it's a believable size, it has print on it, and it has an anti-stud on it. And you can put a little something on the top, like you can put a stud in it. It's large enough or a tile to represent soup or cereal or something.
Right. Do you know? I'm not familiar with this group of football players.
Team
here,
GB. Yeah, it's when. Sorry, not Team GB. Oh gosh, I'm going to get slaughtered for that. The German football team, Team DE, the world champion team. They only released that series in Europe. I don't know if it was only Germany, but these are official representations of the actual players and their coach from that team.
Huh, that's cool.
And each one also came with a football, what we call soccer incorrectly,
Right.
But Team GB was the first specialized series like that they did, which was back here much earlier for the British gymnastics team.
Okay, so that's where the Team GB comes from. Yeah. You're not crazy. You just you just misspoke. That's all. We can.
I'm just an American, so that's why. Germany, UK, it's all the same to us.
Oh boy. I just wanted to say something while we're here about one of my favorite minifigures of all time. Okay. And it's here. I think this is 17. If I'm correct, this is Series 17. And this is what I call the retro spaceman. Yeah. A group of buddies and I kind of affectionately refer to him as Brick Rogers.
Perfect.
But that he's, before him, I had some of these that I liked, but I think the original Pirates captain was has been my long-time favorite minifigure.
Okay.
He snuck in here, and something about him is just so, it's future, but it's
very retro.
It's our past interpretation of future, right? And something about that is just so beautiful to me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and it's not even recent past. It's distant past because that's like a little bit of Flash Gordon, a little bit of pre-TV Buck Rogers, like comic Buck Rogers, I want to say. So I mean that goes back to like 30s, or is it 20s?
I'd say maybe 20s, but 30s, 40s definitely.
And again, with the accessories, it's the only place that this little ray gun has been made.
Right. Oh.
You can just imagine creating an entire force of them.
We did.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
That's I loved him so much. I was like, we got to have a whole layout with just this guy.
Nice.
Anyway, thanks for letting me. For humoring me there.
There's a lot from this one particular series actually that is really good with the bunny, the French bulldog, the dark red color for the sausage or frank piece there. This dumbbell piece, I think that's the first place. I think they used it once since then without the print, but still it's such a cool piece. The egg beater or the wire whisk.
Yeah.
The chef's hat with hair built into it. The strawberry cream pie. I mean, down here with the fairy, those wings. Look at these wings. Look at that. Look at the light going through there. And the different colors, the print. I mean, it looks good from both sides. The printing on her hair, and also this piece. I think this stem piece first came out with one of the. I think it was the second Simpsons series over here for this version of Marge, and that was a pretty innovative piece at the time because it's a different way of putting flowers together and has just a bar shape at the base. And then as we go forward to this version, it was the first time it came out in this color, so a lime green, so more of a spring sort of foliage appearance.
Yeah. Oh, and the kid in the rocket uniform. I've seen people use this rocket as a teeny tiny rocket in some other type of build. And he's also got the classic space logo printed on that light gray torso, which is the first time that sort of existed.
So you can create a gray classic space guy. Have they done the air tanks? I don't think they've done the air tanks in the new gray. But the old gray, as long as it's in pretty good shape, is a good enough substitute.
Sure. Oh. This is good stuff.
Thank you. I like to just get up real close and just appreciate the things and think about what I would use the pieces for. You know, like I said, I'm not a huge CMF fan on the whole, but when it comes to the details, I'm all about it. It's just kind of a different way of approaching the fandom for this specific niche, you know.
Yeah.
And as far as the display is concerned, I wanted to have big splashes of color. I actually, don't tell anybody, but I'm using non-Lego pieces for the plates. It's Lego compatible, but it's not, I mean, this is not, the display itself is not Lego, like it's not in the city, so I think it counts.
Right.
I mean, or it doesn't count towards,
Sure.
you know, kicking me out of the hobby. I mean, I've got the wall is not Lego. The whiteboard that's back here is actually a magnetic whiteboard. That's not Lego. So this is the plates, which are from a company called JANGBRiCKS.
Okay.
I got them off Amazon. They just do really good quality stuff, and they have the different colors available. And they're actual plates. They're not base plates.
Mm-hmm.
So they're 32 by 32 plates. And then behind those, I just have magnets.
Okay.
Hot glue, magnets.
There you
A
go.
little bit of standoff to give me a little extra room.
What's the story with the 4x4 bricks here?
Yeah,
I see,
these
like,
are
the gold.
Yeah, these are official Lego products.
Oh, I see. They're magnets.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's nice. Well, thank you very much, Jang. I
Oh, sure.
appreciate you talking to us about minifigures here.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not really an expert on the names and the individual ones. We just have a little different way of appreciating them.
Yeah, no, I love it. I don't think any of us have to be experts on this stuff. We're having fun.
Right on.
All right, thank you so much.
Sweet.